Hello, darling. I'm here to give you your 2-minute Seraphine guide. Let's go! Seraphine's passive stage presence has two aspects. The first aspect is that when Seraphine uses a basic ability, she gains a charge. At 3 charges, the next ability Seraphine uses costs twice. The second aspect is that when Seraphine casts spells near her allies, she gains a stack. These stacks empower her next basic attack by increasing her range and dealing bonus magic damage. Seraphine's Q, High Note, is an AoE projectile that deals damage through a ripple. This ability also deals more damage depending on how much health the target is missing. When Seraphine's passive has 3 stacks, this ability is simply cast twice. Seraphine's W, Surround Sound, grants nearby allies a shield and decaying movement speed for 2.5 seconds. At 3 stacks of her passive, the shield channels for 2.5 seconds before healing nearby allies a percentage of their missing health. Seraphine's E, Beat Drop, is a long-range skill shot that applies a 99% slow for 1.25 seconds. If enemies are already slowed, however, for example from an Ashe, her E will root enemies instead. And if an enemy is immobilized, her E will stun them instead. As her E roots enemies when they are slowed, when she has 3 stacks of her passive, the first hit will slow the enemy and the second hit will root them. Finally, Seraphine's R, Encore, is a wide skill shot that charms enemies hit for a short duration. Any champions hit by the ultimate, including allies, will extend the range on how far her ultimate can travel. Support Seraphine should start with their E first, although I personally prefer starting with Q as it does more damage and has a shorter cooldown, followed by her Q, then W, while taking points in her R when you can. You should max your Q first, then E, then W. The typical runes you should take for Seraphine is Arcane Comet primary with Inspiration secondary, however, Summon Area is also a valid option too. Tough matchups for Seraphine will be Blitzcrank, Soraka, Maokai, and Bard, whereas easier matchups will be Nico, Ashe, Sona, and Lulu. The items on the left are what I'd recommend for a damage-based Seraphine, whereas the items on the right are what I'd recommend for a more supportive-based Seraphine. Here are some examples on how to play Seraphine. You can use her empowered E to lock down enemies for your team to pick up quick and easy kills. You can use her R from a safe distance to get a free pick on any enemy. You can use her empowered W to help allies make a quick escape and then turn the fight. And you can also use her spammable abilities to help clear waves with her Q. I really like Seraphine because she has a really useful kit for a team fight. Her Q cooldown is fairly low despite the big damage, and she can easily annihilate squishy champions in the right hands. I hope you liked this 2-minute guide for Seraphine the Starry-Eyed Songstress, and please remember to not rage your support when you lose, despite the fact that your support had the least deaths and the most damage with the least amount of gold in the game.